Hey, and welcome back to another video. So in this video, we'll be discussing the all-new Motorola Edge 20 that Motorola just announced a few hours ago. I had some time to do some research on this phone and we'll be talking about it in general, some of its specs and each available model, because there are 3 different models as you can see there. And we'll be also dispelling a rumor that has been going around, getting some people angry about the update situation on this phone. We'll be talking about that as well, and I'll be telling you why that rumor is not true. Before we jump right in, as always, don't forget to smash that like button, as it helps this video get on YouTube's algorithm and it helps the channel as well. And also consider hitting that subscribe button if you like what you're seeing, if you like to see content like this, and ring that bell notification button to get notified whenever I upload a new video. I'm also on Instagram, Discord, and Twitter. You can follow me on those using the links down in the description below. Alrighty, let's jump right into this video. So first, to dispel a rumor that has been going on, initially it was that a Motorola representative had said that the Motorola Edge 20 series, the 3 phones that we'll be talking about later, will be only getting one major update, and that is to Android 12. Now, this pissed off a lot of people, because if you release a flagship phone, you should definitely at least give it 2 major updates, so 12 and 13. Apple is releasing updates for phones that were released almost 5, 6, 7 years ago. The iPhone 6s from 2015 is getting iOS 15. Let that sink in. The iPhone 6s from 2015, 6 years ago, is getting iOS 15 as of the end of this year. So Android really has to step up its game, and companies like Motorola represent Android, so they should be giving out more updates. Pixel is doing a great job, at least 3 to 4 major updates, so good on them. But the other brand manufacturers should also start catching up, because especially phones like Motorola, because the Motorola experience is almost stock Android. Now I have here a Motorola One 5G UW, the Verizon version. I've done a video on this phone already. You can find it up here, and I'll be doing more reviews on this phone in time to come. I enjoy this phone quite a lot. I've been using it only for a few days now, and I got it for a really good price. I've been enjoying it a lot, and I see Motorola's potential. They're running stock Android. They have great specs, great features at great prices. The only issue is the update situation. So now, initially they said they're giving only 1 update. However, they've actually corrected that and said that the Motorola representative who told whoever that journalist was actually wrong. As you can see, per Android Authority on their article, which was updated, instead the update policy for the Edge 20 series is that it will receive 2 Android OS updates and at least 2 years of bi-monthly security updates. So that's about 4 years of updates in overall. So you'll get Android 12 and Android 13, and then another 2 years of security updates after Android 13. So that is good news to hear, because it was looking really bad on Motorola's part for the original representative, what he said, that it'll be only getting Android 12 or just 1 year of updates. A lot of people were pissed, including me, in the comment section, and I basically put a comment out on Motorola's Twitter and asked them what the hell is going on. And then once I got this information, I corrected my comment and I said there's an update, go check it out on Android Authority's website. So good on them. They're giving 2 updates, but I honestly think we should aim for 3 here. This is like the Edge 20 is it's their flagship phone. And let's talk about my phone here first, the Edge, the One 5G. It's an upper mid-range or lower high-end phone at $560. I got this for $33. Just watch that previous video I showed you. But this thing retails for $560. So at that price range, let's try and aim for at least 3 updates. Because Apple has the iPhone SE2 at $299 or $399, I forgot the price, but it's much less than this phone, and that thing is going to get like 6 years of updates. So obviously Android should really start upping their game here. So there's more information to come on the Motorola Edge 20 in terms of updates, but for now Motorola has confirmed 2 major updates, two security updates, a total of 4 years of updates: Android 12, Android 13, and 2 years of security updates. So that is good, but we could do better. So now let's move on to GSM Arena's article so we can look at some of the specs here. Now, it's a trio of phones, so there'll be 3 of them: the Motorola Edge 20, the Motorola Edge Pro, and the Motorola Edge 20 Lite. So as you can see, we're talking about general specs. There's no like, obviously GSM Arena has a spec sheet out, but it has not been updated. But these are the general specs you could expect with this phone. So the Edge 20 Pro, Edge 20, and Edge 20 Lite. The Pro model brings a flagship spec, so the higher end model, 6.7-inch OLED display, 144 Hz refresh rate, excellent stuff. 108 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixels periscope module, 5 times optical zoom. Then the Edge 20, the standard one, well, the middle one, so you got the Pro and then the middle one. The middle one will house the same display as the higher end one, and the 108 megapixel shooter. So the middle one and the higher end one have the same main shooter. But instead of the periscope lens, it substitutes the periscope for an 8 megapixel telephoto module. So you have a telephoto on the mid-range one instead of the periscope. And that module will also have 3 times optical zoom. Now, the Lite version, the Edge 20 Lite, it kind of tones it down to a 6.7-inch 90 Hz OLED display, but also retains the 108 megapixel main camera. Now, the Motorola One 5G here is also 90 Hz. I've set it to 90 Hz, but you can't really see that on a 60 FPS video like this. It's a really good display, so I know how Motorola is good with their displays. I'm willing to live with this crack on this phone. As you can see, it's cracked here, it's cracked in a few places because I bought this phone secondhand. I'm willing to live with the crack instead of replacing the display, because the replacement is not going to be as good as the original display. So Motorola does displays really well, so thumbs up to them. So now we're going into processors and stuff. The Edge 20 brings a Snapdragon 870 into the game with 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, while the middleman, the Edge 20, gets a 778G with maybe 6 or 8 gigs of RAM depending on storage. Well, no, it's the same storage, but you can choose between the RAM options. So 128 gigs of storage. Now, this is where things get a bit iffy. The Edge 20 Lite is left with a Dimensity 720. So what's a Dimensity 720? It's a Meditek Dimensity 720. Now, Meditek processors are, how do I put it, not that great. Security issues. There was this whole debacle with the Freedom phone, which turned out to be a huge scam. That thing was running a Meditek processor, and it's kind of ironic you release a phone for security and you put a Meditek processor on it, because the Meditek company processors aren't known for being that great. I recently did a review on the Nokia 2V Tela over there, which you can find up in this video over here. In the card over there. That thing runs a Meditek processor. It has a 3000 milliamp hour battery and 2 gigs of RAM. However, it completely lags and slows down when you open a couple of apps. That's because I've seen phones with 3000 milliamp hour batteries and 2 gigs of RAM do much better than that using stock Android. However, since that has a Mediatek A22 processor, it's struggling. Mediatek processors they have a spotty reputation. So this is something that I was quite concerned with. The Edge 20 Lite has a Mediatek Dimensity 720, and it has 6 gigs of RAM and the same 128 gigs of storage. The Edge 20 and the Edge 20 Pro share the same 16 megapixel ultra wide alongside the 108 megapixel. So the ultra wide is still the same, but the Edge 20 Lite gets an 8 megapixel ultra wide and a 2 megapixel depth helper for depth of image. So now we get on to battery capacity for the Motorola Edge 20 series here. And this is where the Lite model will shine a bit, because they've chosen to give the Lite the biggest battery at 5000 milliamp hours. with 30 watts of fast charging. The Edge 20 Pro gets a 4500 milliamp hour battery, and the middleman gets a 4000 milliamp hour battery, also with fast charging at 30 watts. The software they'll run is Android 11 out of the box, with a My UX cover, a light skin on top, and that will be the general specs for the Motorola Edge 20 lineup. Now, GSM Arena here has not updated their panel. They've not updated their articles, because it still has that old information saying, interestingly, Motorola will bring only one Android version update and just 2 years of software support. So this needs to be updated. This is no longer true. It's going to get 2 years of updates and 2 years of software support. So we are now finally at the pricing for the Motorola Edge lineup here. Now, the pricing is pretty interesting. We have a couple of linear jumps down from many prices. So the Edge 20 Pros will start at 699 euros or 649 pounds. The Edge 20, the middleman, will go for 499 euros or 429 pounds. And the Edge 20 Lite will go for 349 euros or 299 pounds. You can do the dollar conversion to that as well. So those were the specs and a general discussion about the Motorola Edge 20, the Edge 20 Pro, the Edge 20, and the Edge 20 Lite. Honestly, great looking phones. I'd gladly use these phones as my daily driver if I get the option to, or if I get them for a cheaper price later. I'll definitely get my hands on them. Since my channel is not monetized, I really can't spend on buying. I can't really buy brand new phones, so I kind of wait for a while until I get one, maybe with a slight display crack, a malfunctioning USB port or something like that, because I only spend big money for my main phone, which is usually an iPhone. But I eventually get my hands on these phones when their prices drop over time. I'm loving the Motorola One 5G here. Amazing phone. It's my secondary phone after my first phone, my iPhone 12 Pro Max. And I have a tertiary phone here, which is a Motorola G Stylus. I've done a bunch of videos on that as well. You can check them out. And I sometimes have a fourth phone, which I use is a Nokia, or the Nokia 2 Vitella, or a Windows phone sometimes if I really feel like it. So I'm looking forward to probably getting my hands on this phone in the near future. I'm not obviously going to buy it now, but there'll be people who will be buying it now. And let me know down in the comments if you will be getting this phone as your main daily driver. Anyway, I hope this video was enjoyable for you. I hope this helped you out. If it did, please leave a like on this video, as it helps me out a lot. Also, if you really like this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, check out my social media down in the description below. Thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.